Hi, thanks for joining the Jam Sellers team for the Jam Happy Hour benefiting the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. With your help, Jam Sellers is donating a minimum of $25,000 to Sweet Relief. It's a nonprofit fund that provides financial assistance to all types of career musicians struggling to make ends meet. I'm Michelle, the M in Jam Sellers, that with my husband John, we started about a decade ago. We made our wines Butter Chardonnay, Jam Cab, Toast Sparkling, and Sugar Sweet White to be easy to love every day. Live music has always been part of our DNA from the very beginning. It feels great to host you with our wines online and reconnect with live music. And we're happy to give our struggling musicians the audience and financial support that they need right now. So grab a glass, pour some Butter Chardonnay, and enjoy some new music. Simply listen in, comment, like, or share, and Jam Sellers will donate $1 up to $2,500 per show each time you do. Plus, you can click or text to donate directly to Sweet Relief. So let's get this show started to create some virtual cheers and applause. Take it away, Sam.
Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday, specifically Final Friday. This is our Final Friday Sweet Relief Benefit Jam Happy Hour show. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. It looks like we have a lot of people in the virtual audience today. Welcome, everybody. If you don't have your wine poured up, go ahead and pour yourself a glass because we have an awesome show lined up for you with Lisa Loeb. How you doing, my dear?
Hello. It's good to be here. I just came from the beach, actually. I still have my swimsuit on.
I love that. Is it just like perfect weather over there in SoCal?
It's warm. I'm down in Los Angeles, and it is warm. It was about 80 degrees where I was at the beach, though, and about 20 degrees hotter where I live over here, not at the beach.
Gosh.
But I was with my son on a beach day for his school. Lots of distance and some masks.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
Well, okay, who's the guest star behind you before we get into some music?
The guest star behind me is Sweetie McGee. That's my 20-year-old cat, and she's 20 years old, and this is my office / guest room, which for the first time, especially in my life, I think because of COVID, I ended up actually taking over a room in the house that is my office, my room where I do streaming concerts, I write music, I have meetings all virtually here. But the cat is real, and she's, like I said, 20 years old. She turned 20 this summer.
Gosh. So she was basically around the time you were graduating from Brown University.
Well, a little bit after that. Quite a bit after that. I graduated in 1990, but she's, that's a different math issue. So.
All right, my dear, are you ready to start us off? Cool.
I'm going to start with, I'll play it first. Here we go. Ready?
Sounds good.
And thanks to everyone for showing up. I'm watching everybody in the comments, so I can see what you're saying. All right? All right? I'm going to take these out for a minute while I sing. A prince in the summer was a drag in the spring. How could you know that he took off his ring and everything he wanted behind the castle walls? 100 white horses were stuck in the stall. But it's no fairy tale, there's no breadcrumb trail to lead you back, but it's just as well, and that's a better one to tell. You tried, but you can't bear the weight of the glitter and the glue, so you lie down to dream of a kiss that'll wake you. And once upon a time can lead to a happiness ever after, but when the tears are real, so is the laughter. It's no fairy tale, there's no breadcrumb trail to lead you back, but it's just as well. And you can close the book and curse the turn it took, and tell the whole story of how you fell, and that's a better one to tell. No, there's no breadcrumb trail to lead you back, but it's just as well. And you can close the book and curse the turn it took, and tell the true story of how she fell. And that's a better one to tell. That's a better one to tell.
Woo! Lisa Loeb, everybody, thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that thing is happening where I'm watching the chat and I'm getting distracted. I was like, somebody's here from Moscow? Is that real? Oh, I'm singing a song. And then I saw some great fans who are friends of mine.
Oh no. Okay. Just a brief moment, everybody, and we'll be right back. Cheers if you're sitting at home. I think maybe Lisa's cat stepped on a button. I don't know, but we'll find out. Shout out to, looks like Christopher. You have been influenced by her in terms of picking up the guitar back when you were 14. It looks like there was another person who has been loving her stuff since they were 14. Cocalero. Shout out to you. So in the meantime, while we have this brief little intermission, I just want to remind everyone to keep liking and commenting. Let us know when was the first time that you listened to Lisa's music. And for each like and comment and share on today's video during our live stream, we are going to be donating $1 per like, comment, and share to the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. And we're going to be providing all the info throughout the show with links. And we also have some really cool merch, and all of the proceeds will go towards Sweet Relief for those t-shirts and whatnot. So make sure. Oh.
That was so weird. I got totally cut out of the. I got totally cut out. I was like, I was just in the middle of telling you how some of my really great fans are here, who I see in the comments room.
Yes.
I guess I'm not going to touch it, but I saw a bunch of my fans here, so I wanted to say hello to them. But
Yeah.
okay, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it.
I thought it was your cat, maybe.
Yeah, she's like,
over.
rare. Yeah.
Okay, so lots of people in the comments. Thank you so much. Each time you guys are commenting, like I was saying, $1 is going to be headed towards that Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. And it's really awesome knowing that we're able to provide assistance, especially at this point in time when things have been a little bit rocky for people, especially musicians. And music is so important.
It really is, and it's been so hard because, without being able to do a lot of live shows and touring in person, a lot of us have been enjoying streaming, but it's really been an unusual time, I think, for everybody.
Yeah. Kathleen. Kathleen says that she uses your music in her preschool classroom. She loves
my God,
your
that's
calm and
amazing.
soothing voice. How sweet.
I love that. I do have a lot of kids' music, and I think I'll have to play a kids' song after hearing that.
Yes.
Maybe not next, but Kathleen, I'm going to do that for you.
Oh,
I know I was
cool.
talking to someone today at the beach, and they said that one of the moms said that every time they put their kids to bed at night and they put on their Alexa, their Echo, or whatever you call it in your house, your your Amazon speaker, that I'm basically the only one on the radio putting their kids to sleep now. Because I did like 3 albums exclusively without Amazon, and one was a nursery rhyme record with over 30 nursery rhymes, and one was a lullaby record, and one was called Feel What You Feel, which had that It's All Right to Cry, which I saw you guys talking about earlier here in the chat. But those songs come up a lot, which is really cool and relaxing if you hear my voice.
What was the one that you did with Amazon for If You Give a Mouse a Cookie?
Well, there's the mouse. You can see the mouse back there standing behind my lamp. But I actually made all the music with my friend Rich Jacks. We wrote all the music for an animated series called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, based on the book series If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. So we did the theme song about moose, mouse, pig, cat, and dog. And then all the different stories in the show, some of them have songs, and so we wrote all the character songs, and some of them are very hilarious. There's like a Halloween song, a song about running a store, and we wrote all these really fun and funny and sometimes sad songs like Mouse Without a Trampoline. It was kind of like a 1970s soft pop song by Bread, but it was by me and my friend Rich.
Okay, so for No Fairy Tale, was it what was your friend's name? You had him produce. Is it?
Oh, yeah, my friend Chad Gilbert from
Yeah.
Newfound Glory, who just had a baby. So my friend Chad from Newfound Glory, I think those guys just put out a record. They're always putting out a record. He's like in the poppy punky band Newfound Glory, and he asked if we could work together. He had covered my song "Stay" with his band, and they wanted to know if they could. If he would produce a record with me. And I said, yes, of course. I also needed kind of a kick in the tush because I was really busy making kids music and having children of my own and getting a little sidetracked with life. And he was very motivating, and we made a record. It's very, very poppy, punky. I do have a lot of rock on a lot of my records, but on that one especially. So he helped me write. We wrote some songs together, and we made some songs into kind of poppy, punky songs. But I loved making that record, No Fairy Tale, with him.
Yes, and I mean that song, I loved the way that you spoke about how sometimes the ups and the downs make for a more rich life than an actual fairy tale where everything's perfect. I was actually just thinking the other day, you know, even when we're in just what feels like the most devastating or terrifying or just terrible circumstances, it wouldn't be life, and the ups wouldn't be ups or feel exciting to us without the bumps along the way. So
Yeah, and I have to say also, I mean, we've been really lucky. We live in a neighborhood where we are never isolated. We can see people in a safe distance, and we live in a place where the weather's pretty good, so we can often go outside and things like that. So I know that's different than a lot of people, but for me, it's been a really creative time to be home instead of traveling. I know a lot of people's jobs and things have been turned upside down. Again, like I know I'm lucky and I have a lot of control over being able to do what I like to do, but I ended up writing a musical with a bunch of friends during this time, doing things that I just wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been sort of stuck at home communicating through Zoom,
right.
you know?
I know this is such a cool option that we have, because if you think about the last pandemic 100 years ago, man, I don't know what they did during the Spanish influenza. They couldn't communicate. There was no virtual concert, so we're lucky.
Yeah, and I mean, again, being able to communicate all over the world. I know the other day I did an interview with an artist in Japan who apparently was influenced by me. His name is Hata,
Wow.
and he has a big project coming out. And so I got to work with a translator who's a friend of mine who I work with all the time in Japan over Zoom, and meet this younger artist from Japan, and we did a whole conversation. And then even last night I was looking at Twitter to look at the news and see what was going on, and there were a lot of people from Japan talking about that project. And then I connected with a bunch of other people from Japan, and it was just so cool. Like I don't know if I would have done that before COVID. I definitely was connecting with fans and friends through the internet, but not to this extent.
Right. Well,
So.
I'm excited to hear more of what you've got in store for us. What do you say, Lisa? I think everyone wants some more music, so why don't we give them 2 songs back to back?
All right, I'll do it.
Okay, cool. Cheers.
All right. All the small things that happen today could be the big things that get in your way. But don't lose the spark in your eyes. Keep your heart open wide. Go be a star. Love who you are. Once you know you have everything, then you'll have everything that you need inside to shine, to shine. There are flowers that bloom in the snow. There are places that nobody knows. So just drown out the crowd. Just be brave and be proud. Go be a star. Love who you are. Once you know you have everything, then you'll have everything that you need inside to shine, 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 to shine, shine, shine. Go be a star. Love who you are. Once you know you have everything, then you'll have everything that you need inside to shine. Shine, shine, to shine, 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 to shine, shine, shine. Thank you so much, y'all. I'm going to play another song. I'm just looking to see if there's a good
Hello, everyone. I am back. We are just going to wait it out. But again, welcome to the Sweet Relief Jam Happy Hour benefit show. And let's keep the comments rolling in the comment section, whether you're tuned in from YouTube or Facebook or Twitch today, wherever you're tuned in from. Oh, there she is.
Hey, I guess every time I scroll in the comments, it checks me out of here. So I'm not going to scroll in the comments, but we'll talk about the comments when we get back. So that was a song from my album, A Simple Trick to Happiness. And I'm going to play another song right now that's not from A Simple Trick to Happiness. This is a song that is a goodie but an oldie. And, okay. Just make sure I'm in tune here. You say I only hear what I want to. And you say I talk so all the time. So, and I thought what felt was simple, and I thought that it don't belong. And now that I am leaving, now I know that I did something wrong, 'cause I missed you. Yeah, yeah, I missed you. And you say I only hear what I want to. I don't listen hard, don't pay attention to the distance that you're running to anyone, anywhere. Don't understand if you really care. I'm only hearing negative, no, no, no bad. So I turned the radio on, I turned the radio up, and this woman was singing my song. Lover's in love and the other's running away. Lover is crying as the other won't stay. Some of us have her, we weep for the other who was dying since the day they were born. Well, this is not that thing that I'm throwing, but I'm thrown. And I thought I'd live forever, and you treat that I'm clever, but that won't take me anyhow or anywhere with you. And you said that I was naive, and I thought that I was strong. Oh, I thought, hey, I can leave, oh. Now I know that I was wrong, 'cause I missed you. Yeah, I missed you. You said you caught me 'cause you want me, and one day let me go. You try to give away, keep her, or keep me 'cause you know you're just so scared to lose. And you say stay. want to.
A classic by Lisa Loeb. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now, pre-pandemic, right before the pandemic started in like 2019, you did a 25-year anniversary sort of get together for the release.
I did. Yeah, in Arizona, we did a 25-year red clear vinyl release, and I got to go do some in stores, and it was really fun to celebrate the song. We're still celebrating the song.
Right? I mean, it's a classic. I think everyone knows that song. It's so great, and your voice is just, it's immortal. It's never changing. It's amazing, and it's just
Awesome.
I think everyone can agree. It's such a soothing voice, and I saw in the comments earlier a lot of people saying that one way or another that your music has gotten them through some tough times, or like someone was saying in college when they were stressed during midterms, they would listen to your music, and it's definitely very true.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. You know, it's funny, when I was writing my new album, A Simple Trick to Happiness, that came out right before the pandemic, that first song of this last two I did called Shine, that was from my album, A Simple Trick to Happiness. And a lot of the songs I was trying to write from my own perspective as a grown-up. Like, it's very different writing songs now than when I was 20 years old. I mean, it's same because I'm still writing from my heart and I'm writing with a guitar mostly. But it's different because sometimes when you play music for a really long time, you think about writing hit songs, which are sort of different when you're younger. When you're older, you're like, well, what is a hit song? And sometimes I don't love the like hit songs people try to write when they have been doing it a long time. So I was like, I'm not writing a hit song. I'm just writing sort of from my heart. And I felt like I wanted to write songs that did, you know, that were those kind of healing songs, those kind of songs you could take with you through the day. And some of the songs I wrote then, like the song Shine, which again recognizes that things don't always go your way, but you have a strength inside. I wanted those kind of songs that you could take with you, that when you hear them, they empower you. And a lot of the songs from the album took on even a whole new meaning when I would play them now during this COVID time, during pandemic time, especially when people were locked down. So it was this, even though I wasn't able to tour, it was amazing to be able to connect with people and sort of feel the different meaning of the songs for people, and an even deeper meaning.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm so glad that we partner with Sweet Relief, because we're getting to listen to your amazing music, and then all these people that are showing their love and appreciation, they're also giving back through the dollar donation that's going towards the fund. So with that being said, I know you have your own fund as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, I have a few things I've been working on. One of them, for a long time, I've had one called the Camp Lisa Foundation to send kids to summer camp. I went to summer camp growing up, and although school was really important to me, summer camp was sort of where I first started playing guitar. It was just a regular old sleepaway camp. It wasn't like an arts camp. But I felt like it was where I got to be myself, and I want kids to have that opportunity to be challenged, to try something new, to learn how to be a part of a community and also be a great leader. And for me, that was helping send kids to camp. So I have the Camp Lisa Foundation, and through the sales of my album Camp Lisa, we send kids to camp. But also more recently, I wrote a musical with a group of people, I was saying, and we have just raised almost $40,000 for the Actors Fund, which is kind of like Sweet Relief, but for actors and people in the sort of the acting world and people behind the scenes. And so all 100 plus Brown University grads all got together for free to make a musical, which ended up being 10 mini musicals, 10 7-minute scenes that all come together to kind of have the theme of connecting during the pandemic. And we really wanted to do something good for others, so we raised money for the Actors Fund. It's up for one more weekend this weekend at togetherapartmusical.com if you haven't seen it already, and you have an opportunity to donate that there for that musical and for those actors and people behind the scenes. But it was such an amazing process working with people and people from all over the world. Like, we were working with people in Rome and Germany and Chicago and California and New York, and all trying to talk about our own experiences over Zoom. It all had to take place on Zoom. It was a musical for Zoom between March, the lockdown, and right before the election results. And so it really ranges, the topics of the musicals range from second grade classroom, which was one of the ones that I act in, and I also kind of was one of the leaders on that piece because it resonated with me as a mom of young children. But there's also, serious things, like there's a piece about a university classroom where there's anti-Asian racism because of what was being said by certain leaders in our country at the time, and a beautiful song is in that piece. There's dealing with the George Floyd murder, and then it completely ranges to just people's everyday, how am I going to connect on Zoom? How is this going to work? So that's a great project if people want to go check that out, Together Apart. It's up until, I think, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome. And you said that can be found at togetherapartmusical.com?
Exactly. And we've partnered with Broadway On Demand. So they can go to this website called Broadway On Demand, but it's easier just to go to togetherapartmusical.com.
Awesome. I definitely want to check that out. That sounds so cool, especially with like the whole Zoom sort of style to it. Oh, sounds awesome.
Yeah, because a lot of theater professors and teachers and people who are in our group also, as well as musicians, we're trying to figure out what are we doing if we can't play live, if you can't do live theater, how are we going to do this? So I think the part of me that likes to figure out a puzzle said, hey, let's do something that's supposed to take place. This is the world it's supposed to live in, and what can we do with that,
Right. So cool. And
Yeah.
that last song you just played, So Stay, that ended up like exchanging hands between was it like your neighbor, your actor neighbor and friend at the time?
Yeah,
passed
Ethan
along?
Hawke was my neighbor, and we were friends. We got to be good friends. I think that may have even been how I found the apartment. Ethan lived across the street from me. We were friends through another actor friend named Josh Hamilton, who actually is in the musical. He's in the first piece in the musical.
Cool.
Josh Hamilton and Ethan were in the movie Alive together, and so I just connected with, right after I got to New York City, after I graduated from college, there was just the coolest group of people, kind of loose group of musicians and actors and writers, and I used to write music for Ethan's theater company, and Ethan asked me for some of my music, specifically the song Stay, because he was going to be in this movie called Reality Bites, and so we gave him a cassette tape of the song Stay, and he passed it along. Ben Stiller and the other powers that be decided to put the song into the movie and on the soundtrack. And it was like a really big deal for me because I just graduated from college a few years before that. I thought things were going well for me in the music business, but that was a huge step up from, having great crowds in different clubs and things around the city to having something that was more international,
Right. And the rest is history. And
The rest is history, yeah.
All right. That's so cool. And so cool to see, again, just all the love being shown towards you from all over.
It's so
awesome.
nice. And I want to go and like scroll, but I don't want it to like
I know, I'm afraid.
I don't want it to sign me off again. I'm like trying not to touch it. I do see someone was like, play Never Ending Story. Oh, oh, oh. Never Ending Story. I don't know how to do that, but that was my version of it.
Well, do you have a song in mind that you want to do next?
Sure, I think I'm going to play something. Should I play one song now or two?
However you want to do it. The 1 2 1 2 1 would be a one next.
2. So I'll do a 1. I'll play a song, a summer camp song that my friends and I wrote from the Camp Lisa record.
Cool.
It's called The Disappointing Pancake, and I know some of you know it. So you can roll with the pancake. This may be the only exercise you get while you're drinking your wine and eating your crackers, all right? It goes like this. It's always breakfast Thursday nights for dinner time. Orange juice, oatmeal, eggs, and waffles served at 5. But once there was something I didn't recognize. It was harder than the table, so I thought it was my plate. I hit it with a hammer, but it wouldn't even break. It slipped upon some syrup and the butter ricocheted. And it rolled and it rolled and it rolled and it rolled like a disappointing pancake. It rolled and it rolled and it rolled and it rolled like a disappointing pancake. Rolling toward the baseball field just down the road. The pitcher on the mound was winding up to throw. The crowd yelled, batter, batter, he felt so at home. He rolled right up to the catcher, who had somehow lost his mitt, who put the pancake on his hand and like a glove it fit. And then he caught the final ball he surely would have missed. And they cheered and they cheered and they cheered and they cheered for the disappointing pancake. They cheered and they cheered and they cheered and they cheered for the disappointing pancake. He was a manhole cover in Manhattan, a lily pad in Padua, sombrero in some little town in Spain, a satellite in Saddle River, a knee patch in Saskatchewan, a coaster on the chilly coast of Maine. The pancakes made its way around the world, jumping in and helping where he could. Then I looked outside and saw a glow. Maybe it's the moon or just a UFO. Can you all make, well, you're just at home, but you can make the sound of a UFO landing like this. The pancake floated from the heavens to my bed and landed like a pillow underneath my head, where I dreamt sweet pancake dreams as I slept. The pancake disappointed me at breakfast, yes, it's true, but there are many other things that this pancake can do. I'd like to think that pancakes are a bit like me and you. And we roll and we roll and we roll and we roll like a disappointing pancake. We roll and we roll and we roll and we roll like a disappointing pancake. We roll and we roll and we roll and we roll. Not so disappointing pancake. All right. Thank you very much. That's my summer camp song.
Yeah.
Exactly. The
Now,
rolling.
Do you have a different sense of what you want to do as a musician now that you have kids? I know that you started doing some of the kid related music before you had your kids, right?
Yeah, I mean, I always just try to follow my passions, and I started making kids music way before I had kids. I think I just, like a lot of other musicians, when you've been doing this a long time, you're trying to figure out ways to express yourself and tell stories in different ways. And kids music is a place where you can be very visual and tell stories and do stuff that's funny and silly. I like silly music, and so to be able to make silly music or really heartfelt music that's sometimes even on the edge of sappy, I'm really excited about. So I get to do that with kids music, and then I've been able to do that with writing this musical over the last year. I also wrote a kids musical based in the summer camp songs. So when I had my kids, it's funny, I actually wanted to return more to grown-up music, because kids, I mean, this is kind of weird, but to me, a lot of kids don't listen to kids music. We really listen to grown-up music, like, 21 Pilots and Billie Eilish and Marshmello and all kinds of grown-up bands, and my kids actually are always bringing music to me. That being said, once I had kids and started playing more live shows for kids, I did realize that things like the nursery rhymes, I wanted there to be new versions of nursery rhymes that sounded classic, so that's why I recorded those. But I have all kinds of songs. Like, there's songs I'm writing about Jewish holidays, which I really like, and one of them, which I wrote with my friend Cliff Goldmacher, who lives in Napa. He's not very religious, but he wrote this song with me. But I think I just want to focus on being the best songwriter I can, and it is just coming out in different ways, whether it's musical theater, writing my own grown-up songs. I'm working on a new kids record right now. So just putting my all into it is the most thing, because if I'm going to spend time away from my kids and focus on a career, and I do still spend a ton of time with my kids most of the time, but if I'm going to be focusing on something else, I want to give it my all. And so it really takes the form of all different kinds of songs. But always trying to learn to be a better songwriter and collaborate with other people and see how they do it, and also help people who aren't songwriters, help them write songs to give their stories a voice as well. That's been really interesting to me lately.
Now, what's your go-to, if you have one, go-to style or process when it comes to song creation? Does it differ between your more adult-oriented music and then the kid-themed music?
There's a variety of things. When I'm writing for TV, when I'm writing for musical theater, well, it just depends. I always have a lot of journals going, and sometimes I write about what's actually going on in my life. There's a book I have, which I know Jamie and a lot of other folks who are here in this chat have heard me talk about a lot, by Natalie Goldberg, called Writing Down the Bones. and writer's mind, and you just write, and you're writing about yourself, but sometimes you go off into these weird places, and then I go back into my journals and I find interesting phrases that inspire new stories. So sometimes that happens, and that's kind of more from my heart. I see things happen, I see things in movies, and I kind of give myself assignments that I want to try to write a song about that particular thing. And it's the same with kids' music. I think writing kids' music and having to focus on what is the message? What am I saying? Like, is this, with the disappointing pancake, it's a story about how you may not be what you may not do what you originally planned or what you think is your strong point, but everybody has something that's special about them, and that's what the pancake is about. But sort of trying to create variety on albums, I end up giving myself little assignments and trying to write to that assignment. Or maybe I hear a song by a band like Sweater Weather. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. I want to write a song like that. My version is not going to come out sounding like that, but it was inspired by that. But there's a lot of different ways to write. Sometimes I just play guitar. I started taking guitar lessons again from a friend of mine, and he's showing me some cool things that inspire me musically. I read different books or poems and things, and that may inspire me. So I'm just always trying to capture the inspiration and then, do the homework and finish the songs.
Right. Now, I know you've been tap dancing during the pandemic. Do you ever have like an aha moment when you're in the middle of a kickball change?
Well, I have to say, with tap dancing, what I love about dancing and tap dancing in particular, where it's a led class where somebody's like teaching you something that you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. I like that I'm just completely not thinking. I'm in exactly that moment. Because tap dancing is like a puzzle, It's like you're trying to puzzle your sounds together and physically like try hard enough where you can do it in time, but don't try too hard where it becomes stilted or jerky or too like you have to find that perfect balance. And that's one of the things, like I said, I love about it. It just takes me out of my mind. It's almost like meditation. I love it so much. Do you love it?
Yeah, it's great because the time passes so quickly and you don't even realize you're getting a workout in, and then you just feel great afterwards. When I was a little kid, so I started tap dancing and doing ballet when I was like 3, and then kept doing it all the way throughout high school. And I remember, I don't know what age it was, but when they changed the shoe from like the little kid, the glossy looking tap shoe with a smaller heel, and then all of a sudden I have these like matte black, like thin
character
heel
shoes.
Yeah, and I was like so scared because I'd never used that kind before, but it was a lot of fun.
And things have changed though, because like when I was a kid, I took like maybe a year of tap dance in about 8th grade, and we wore the character shoes. And now as a grown up, I returned to it. I took like one class about 10 years ago, and I slipped and I fell totally on my butt. Like I did some kick or something weird, and I like totally fell because tap dance shoes can be really slippery because they're metal on floor. And I was like, ugh. But then I was like, you know what? I'm a grown up. I can do whatever I want. I can take a tap class. Also at the time I think I wore leotards and tights, and I didn't know that like you don't do that anymore. Like you wear shorts and you're cool, you wear sweatpants. So I started taking tap. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was taking a hip hop class, which was not my forte. I was taking a hip hop class at a studio, and every other week the tap dancers were leaving the studio while we were walking in, and I was like, wait, what's that? And there was a tap class that was happening every other week. So I started taking that tap class a few years ago. And then pandemic hit. And so I asked that teacher to teach me privately at my house with masks outside in the backyard. So cool. So we did that. And you wear the short shoes again. You don't have to wear those high heels. You can wear whichever shoes you're comfortable in.
That's true.
So we all wear the short ones, the little small heels.
Those are easier.
Oh, someone wants to hear me rap. Rapping and tapping, all the really great things that rhyme.
That should be a song.
Yeah, right. Oh, wait, somebody wants to hear Another Day. I should play that song for you, Another Day.
Let's do it.
I'm going to just make sure that I do it right. Do it right. That's like a reggae lyric, isn't it?
Do it right?
Do it right. I feel like somebody says that in the middle.
Sounds accurate.
Wait, I want to sing this correctly, y'all. Here we go. Okay.
So cheers, everyone. We've got another song coming up. Make sure you keep liking, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff.
And am I going to do 2 in a row now, I think, y'all?
Yeah, if you're up for it.
Okay, let me think what I'm going to do here. Here we go. days are not enough. Some of the days can take a while. Some of the days you lose, you fall, you slip, you take a hit, but some of the days can make you smile. But everybody knows that life can change like the weather, and everybody wants the things they know to stay the same. But we're not gonna last forever, and nothing's ever meant to stay. But while we're on this ride together, let's do it for another day. Some of the times you know the way, and some of the times you wanna quit. Or sometimes you bend, you twist, you take a swing. Sometimes you miss, but most of the time it's worth it. And everybody knows that life can change like the weather, and everybody wants the things they know to stay the same. But we're not gonna last forever, and nothing's ever meant to stay. But while we're on this ride together, let's do it for another day. Another day. Another day. Another day. Another day. Yeah, everybody knows that life can change like the weather, and everybody wants the things they know to stay the same. But we're not gonna last forever, and nothing's ever meant to stay. But while we're on this ride together, let's do it for another day. Another day. Another day. And while we're on this ride together, let's do it for another day. Thank you so much. I see some of your comments in the chat room, but I can't see all of them because you know I'm going to sign off, and I don't want to do that. So I wanted to play another song for you while we're here. That's also from the album A Simple Trick to Happiness, and it's a song that also hopefully has a message for you about your life, and a message for you about your life, and if things aren't going exactly the way you plan, what you can do. It's called Doesn't It Feel Good? She says he shows up on time. He's really nice. Shouldn't I be happy? He opens the door. He wants to know me. Shouldn't I be happy? I ticked all the boxes and everyone says they love us together, so why am I feeling this way? But you know the feeling when something is missing. You don't wanna miss out, you don't wanna walk away. Well, you can walk away, walk away, walk away. says I've got a nice life. Oh, everything's fine. Shouldn't I be happy? Yeah, I've got a job. It pays really well. Shouldn't I be happy? It looks good on paper and everyone's proud. I got what I wanted, but why am I feeling this way? Am I living the dream or just falling asleep? It's so hard to leave, but it's getting much harder to stay. Well, you can walk away, walk away, walk away. And doesn't it feel good until you stay to take a step? Then you'll never know. Well, you can walk away, walk away, walk away. And doesn't it feel good until you take a step? Then you'll never know. You know it's just so hard to change your mind. Take a step and you'll never know. Yeah, you can walk away, walk away, walk away. And doesn't it feel good until you take a step? Then doesn't it feel good? Yeah, doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good? It doesn't it feel good? Thank you.
Woo! Thank you, Lisa
Thank
Loeb,
you.
everybody. If you're just joining us, welcome to our very special Final Friday Jam Happy Hour. We partner with Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, and that benefits musicians in need during such a difficult time. And we've already racked up so many comments, so many likes, and just keep it going each time you do so. It's $1 headed towards a musician in need. And we get to listen to this awesome music, and those last two are both off of the 2020 release, A Simple Trick to Happiness, which I think you also have on vinyl, right?
I do. I'm like staring at a copy. Look at this. I've got a copy on vinyl right.
Ooh.
Knock over my stuff. I just found a copy. Here I am.
Oh, there
Hello.
she is.
Simple Trick to Happiness.
So
There,
cool.
I know it's vinyl. It's so cool.
So that last one you just did is actually the first one, your intro track for
Yes.
that album, right?
Yes, and it features Michelle Branch.
Oh my
Michelle
gosh.
Branch sings on it.
Yes.
My friend who I wrote it with, Rosie Golan, and I wrote it also with Rich Jacks. But Rosie, I asked Rosie if she would sing harmony on it because she's a great singer and an artist herself. And she said, you know, I'm here with Michelle Branch. I don't have time to do it today, but Michelle Branch is here. And I'm friendly with Michelle Branch. So it was really cool. Michelle was like, oh my God, I want to sing on it. I met her when she was a teenager and she was a really big fan. And then she has had such a wonderful career and I was excited for her to sing on it. So
Well,
she
if
did some singing on it.
the people watching haven't listened to that duet, you got to go check it out. You feel like you're just being, transported back to like the late 90s, early 2000s with both of your distinct but really calming and soothing voices and the acoustics. It's so great. The whole
Thank you.
thing. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, well, Eric has a Simple Trick signed by me. Yes.
Oh.
It's true. I will sign things. I actually have a huge stack of autographs here on my desk. I get a lot of autograph requests. People send me photos of myself that I don't even have, and it's very impressive. I'm very impressed. But this has been such an amazing time to connect, like I said, with fans, whether it's through Cameo. I don't know if you do that where you give people messages. I do messages. At first I thought, oh God, that might be a little corny to do messages for people but it's so sweet. I do people's birthday messages and anniversaries and like inspiring messages because people are going through tough times, man.
Yeah.
But it's so fun to be able to connect. I see Anthony Lago here, different again. Like I said, I recognize a number of these names here.
Yeah, there's so many people and so much love is being pushed your way. I'm trying to find one comment from someone who wanted a little shout out from you.
Somebody asked if I had a pandemic-related song, and Sue, I don't know if you heard, but I helped write an entire pandemic musical. So if you want to watch a number of songs I've written about the pandemic, they're in. One of them is called Suspended. I wrote with my friend Maria DC, and it's about how she was like a busy woman in New York, and then she ended up in New Jersey having to take care of her older parents, and she's stuck in her childhood bedroom, and she's suspended in time. But by the end of the song, maybe this time has given me space to be suspended. Like maybe this time is our time to take a step back, change things up a little bit. But there are a lot of songs about the pandemic on the Together Apart musical, togetherapartmusical.com.
Which people can continue to watch until Sunday, you said at 9 p.m. Eastern.
And you can stream it for free, but we encourage people to donate. But you can stream it for free whenever you want until 9 on Sunday.
There you have it, people. And as we're approaching the end of today's show, make sure that keep ramping up in the comments section. Each comment's $1 that will be given to the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund on our behalf. And yeah, so it sounds like you got familiar with how to use a curling iron too, which is cool.
Oh yes, you've dug deep into my my COVID experience. I know. I was like the silver linings. I had lots of chances to try to learn how to make chicken, and I pretty much learned how to use a curling iron also. Which I don't know if any I know when I'm on the road and I try to get my hair done and look nice on stage, I do spend quite a lot of time in the sitting in a stylist chair. The stylists still do my hair better than I do. I'm wearing pigtails today. I was at the beach. I don't know if you tuned in late, but I was at the beach. This is my pigtail. But yes, I learned how to use curling irons.
I still haven't really mastered that either. So
you have to go this way,
away from the face, right?
Away from and then you change hands. Yeah, it's very important. You got to change hands. Change hands. And use the right products. Yes. A light spray before you curl it. Absolutely. Anyway, I'm sure some people are very excited about this.
Well, life hacks, everyone. Little did you know you'd get music, entertainment, and some advice. Do you know how to make sourdough bread? Was that something you got into?
I did try. I actually had tried multiple times before this. And I will say also, I don't want people to ever feel like pressure to have to do special stuff during COVID, because I know it's really hard and impossible and like, so much on your plate. But it also is a time where you're like, I could try to make sourdough. So I did. I made challah, which was pretty good actually. And I made sourdough, which was pretty bad, and I killed the starter. But I have a neighbor who's going to give me some more starter, and I'm going to try again. Because I just personally, I'm just one of those people who want to keep learning how to do things. I've read tons of books. I mean, just for fun, I like to read. But I like learning things. I like being able to do things. I love, needlework and all kinds of stuff. Oh, hi from Albuquerque. Oh my gosh, I was just in Albuquerque. And I was like a few months ago, I was in Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Oh. I love New Mexico.
Shout out to Robert in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Hey, and challah, that's what Anthony said. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, I see.
I have tried curling with a straightener. I need to make sure my straightener is very clean. I used to be better with the straightener curling, but now I'm more of a curling curler.
My friend told me it has to have the curved edges to it. It can't be a straightener with just a really square rectangular, because otherwise you'll hurt your hair. So.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt your hair. And this is a Taylor guitar. It's my Taylor 512C. It's a custom guitar I got in New York about 30 some odd years ago. 31 years ago.
And what's
32 years ago.
Is that an amp, the pink thing behind you?
It's called a Wiggy. It's a custom amp that cool. Dweezil Zappa designed it with PV guitars, and then he had a couple of pink ones made, one of them for me. I'm trying to point. Everything's backwards on my screen. So,
well, it has been a pleasure. Are you ready to do?
I am. I was gonna play one song, but I think I'm gonna play it. Just clearing my throat. I'm drinking coffee with milk and sugar. Not the thing you want to drink while you're. I should be drinking the wine. I'm gonna play this song that looked like there were a lot of requests, which is actually somebody keeps asking me to play 4 Strong Winds. What is 4 Strong Winds? Do you know that song? Chupacabra. No entiendo. I don't know that song. I feel sort of embarrassed. Unless it's by Olivia Newton-John or Bread or I'm just terrible at remembering titles of songs. Sorry. I'm going to play one of my own songs called Do You Sleep. I see a bunch of people have requested it.
Woo!
All right?
Cheers, Lisa. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you so much. Okay, here we go. In live concerts, you can't hear me when I'm clearing my throat because it's off mic, but nothing's off mic anymore here in the pandemic times. All right, here's Do You Sleep? And remember, all those messages, they're donating $1, y'all. So keep them coming. Do you eat, sleep? Do you breathe me anymore? Do you sleep? Do you count sheep anymore? Do you sleep anymore? Do you take flight on my tongue like lead? Do you fall gracefully into bed anymore? Cause I saw you as you walked across my room. You looked out the window, you looked at the moon, and you sat on the corner of my bed, and you smoked with a ghost in the back of my head. Now I don't know, and I don't care if I ever will see you again. I don't know, and I don't care if I ever will be there. Oh. Do you eat, sleep? Do you breathe me anymore? Do you sleep? Do you keep me anymore? Cause you kick my foot under the table, I kick you back. Can't say I'm able to stand for you or fall for you ever again. Wish for a perfect setting, wishing that I am let to you. Take me where you want me all over again. But you can't give yourself absolutely to someone else. Now I don't know, and I don't care if I ever will see you again. No, I don't know, and I don't care if I ever will be there. Cause I saw you as you walked across my room. You looked out the window, you looked at the moon, and you sat on the corner of my bed, and you smoked with a ghost in the back of my head. Do you eat, sleep? Do you breathe me anymore? Do you sleep? Do you count sheep anymore? Do you sleep anymore? Well, I don't know, and I don't care if I ever will be there. We'll be there. Oh.
Give it up for Lisa Loeb, wherever you're at, wherever you're tuned in from, whatever time zone you're watching from. Give it up. Thank you so much, Lisa. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It's fun to see everyone from all over the world here. And I hope to see y'all again soon. Come find me. I'm on all the social medias. You know, I'm getting stuck here on my guitar. There.
Well, hopefully at some point we can get you from SoCal. You can come up to Northern California. Come visit us in Napa.
I would love that. You know, I was halfway there this weekend. I was in Cambria, but I didn't get to make it all the way up. We wanted to, but we will come up there soon. I would love to go up there.
You can visit your friend, is it Chris that lives over here?
Oh, we can visit Clifford Goldmacher. Cliff Goldmacher.
Yeah.
And we can write some songs together, dude. And drink some wine.
Perfect. Well, why don't you enjoy yourself the rest of, it's the last Friday of summer. So now you can drink some wine and relax.
And eat some crackers like I do.
Some crackers, yeah. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you so
Lisa.
much. Thank you. Take care, y'all. See y'all soon.